welcome back to another Bubble Tea League Wednesday night. Looking forward to today's game between the Red Bullies and the
What's
Milwaukee
up?
Bucks, baby. I'm Worm, joined here with my co-caster, Rito Burrito.
Hello once again.
And we're looking at getting into this matchup, starting a bit late today, but it is what it is, as they say. So coming into this week, we've got a good spread of win-loss records across the board. Both our teams tonight are looking at a 1-1 start, so we'll see who's able to pull ahead today. We've got only one team I see here at 3-0. That's Deep Dive with a big win last Monday, taking down Acid Rabbits, I hope.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done lots of research for tonight on the other teams because I knew we'd have this BTL standings graphic. Yeah, wonderful graphics for this week coming in. Hoping to keep these updated for the coming weeks. And I do believe we're about ready to hop into draft here.
Yeah, I think I saw some readies in chat.
Yeah. So due to the late start, the Milwaukee Bucks baby is going to be missing 3 bands. We'll see what kind of draft strategy they come up with to account for that. See if they're able to squeak something out nonetheless. What are we looking for bands-wise this game, Rito Burrito?
I would be expecting the Quirky band to be coming out against the Red Bullies, given how it's one of Brian's pocket picks. But with the no bans due to the delay for Milwaukee Bucks, that very well could go over to Brian, which he wins a lot of games on Quirky.
Yeah, it's true. We saw a big pop-off week 1. I think a deathless game then. We see all 3 coming in at once. Here we've got a Diana ban for the MBB jungler. Very proficient on that champ. Renata has been a big pick for the league thus far. Last week against Good Boys, their support Chia Snacks was able to pull out a deathless game, I think, on that one as well. And of course, as we see here, Pike is banned.
Yeah, letting Pike get through and giving it to Elena is a rare sight to be seen. It never happens.
Yeah. So we see first pick coming through for MBB is that Kane Jungle. It's next best to their jungler's Diana here. Meteo's very strong on those fighter champions, able to get in there, take out maybe a backline or two. Red Bull is opting for a pretty standard draft here. Pending Puma on that tank top. We've seen him on that last week with a similar kind of pick in the Mundo week 1. Of course, we're putting Power Core on that Varus, very proficient on those long range carries. We saw this as well in week 1, Sivir last week. So going for probably a safer bot lane so that we can facilitate these Bard roams from Wired.
Also, very exciting for Wired to be able to get Bard. I know Wired is an insanely good Bard. I think a hardcore Bard main, if memory serves me correctly.
Yes,
Um,
indeed. I think about 1,000,000 mastery points on that one.
yeah, that's gonna be a very scary Bard coming in. They didn't pick up the Corki though, which gets banned away in 4-5.
Yeah, we see an Azir and a LeBlanc ban coming out here aimed at Twansel. This is going to be Twansel's first official game with the team. Was subbed out, unfortunately, in the previous 2 weeks. But a bit of research shows that he's very good on those control mages. So not surprised to see those 2 bans come out here.
Oh, they banned away the
And
Mundo, afraid for the Zac to get flexed down to jungle and then pick up the Mundo.
That's an interesting one. I do expect that Zac to still be going top lane regardless of the ban. Man, while he has been getting a bit of practice on the Zac jungle, I think prefers to be on a strong engage, something to match with that Kayn. And here we see a Kindred going to be, able to put out an equal amount of damage, and go for a bit of scaling as well.
Yeah, that actually I think really helps with RB's scaling going into the late game. They've got the front line in the Zac that'll be there, but now they've really got the damage coming out.
And here's one of those control mages I was talking about. Victor coming in on the blue side for Milwaukee Bucks, baby. We'll see what they pick up here in the last slot.
Oh, the Gnar coming into the Zac matchup.
Yeah. Zac does struggle a bit into the ranged matchup. Nar going to be able to provide, about an equal amount of engage. Not quite as much range on that, but big team fighting power nonetheless. Looking good to round out that Milwaukee Bucks baby comp with a bit of tank.
Yeah, it'll be difficult to execute team fights around the Mega Gnar, so that's something they're gonna have to be conscious of.
Yeah,
Uh,
even without that Mega Gnar though, we've got a big team fight comp here with the Recon engages, good zone control from Victor and Zaya Feathers. I don't think they'll have any trouble getting some scrappy fights. That being
Absolutely.
said, oh, we do see a Malphite coming in. That's going to be a lot of hard engage paired up with the Zac. So maybe it is being flexed. We'll have to see here. Oh, wait. Where is this going? Is this a Malphite or Zac mid?
I think is that a is that a Zac mid?
Yeah, maybe. This last week, first week of the LEC, we saw G2 Caps pulling that up. Maybe they've taken a page out of their book.
I would not be surprised knowing Brian that he would pick champions like Zac mid already. Um, very proficient on every champion I've ever seen him play.
Yeah,
So
and that's fair for sure. A high quality player looking to go toe to toe with Twansel in his first match this week. I think it kind of slipped by us, but Milwaukee Bucks baby did opt to draft the Zyra duo. Gonna be, a bit oppressive in lane here, going up against Varus Bard. Hopefully they'll be able to secure the CS from a distance, stay out of their danger zone.
yeah, Varus Bard should be safe enough to nullify a bit of the Zyra lane, though there will be a lot of pressure that they can exert down there.
I think for me, matchup to look at definitely going to be with the roaming supports. Early Mobies, I'm hoping out of both of them, and some pressure in the mid lane to either capitalize on the lack of range from Zac or to capitalize on Zac's heavy engage.
Yeah, my eyes are definitely also on the supports. Both of these supports are known for their roaming too, so we're in for a high action game probably. L- Lots of play around mid. That could possibly lead to a very early transform for Kane though.
Oh, true as well. I wonder if we'll see Kayn opting for the Smite Ignite combo that's been popular. Not as much lately, but helps collecting early souls. You can, ignite at the very start of the game, walk in, get it off, and walk out. Just starts the early stacking with the true damage going down.
Interesting. I haven't really seen much of it.
Used to be a Korean tech with first strike as well. The first strike damage would not only proc on ignite, give you some gold, give you some extra damage, but also give you those orbs for the Kane transformation.
Interesting.
Um, that interaction has since been patched, but I know it's still popular to be taking that ignite. Okay, and it's going to be the Malphite mid locked in here. I'm so sorry, Malphite top. My bad.
I was pausing for a second, like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yep. Very good. Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to watch how they handle this early game for mid lane. Not quite familiar with the Zac versus Victor matchup. I don't think many people are, but it seems very difficult for the Zac to be able to survive early game.
Yeah.
So it'll be up to the Kindred and the Bard to really get him out and
Your
allow him
emperor
to
shall
do Zac
return.
things. but that could be a problem for the Kindred not having the pressures through mid to be able to go get marks.
Mhm. Even post 6 in the 1v1, this patch victors are really loving the Seraphs. We're out of ages even some games. So they're going to have that extra bit of tankiness to protect against Zac. Post 6. Um, I don't know if we'll be able to have Brian with enough damage here to really take him out without being collapsed upon. Um, Victor as well, good zone control mage. Holding down the W beneath him kind of hurts Zac's all-in potential. Um, we'll see if there's any solo bolos coming out there, but I don't think we'll see any this game.
Yeah, I expect bot lane to be the bloodiest lane for sure. So it'll probably just be wherever the supports wander to.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll end up seeing too much action down there in particular, but definitely involving those characters.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll see a bit of a farm fest down there, hopefully joining the game with extra items later on. We've just got our last rounds of picks coming here on the client champ select. How do we feel about drafts here? Any favorites?
I am giving it more towards MBB just because I'm not familiar enough with the Zac to say, and I'm afraid that not having that prio for the Kindred to be able to get her marks will heavily halt the Kindred's stacking.
Mm-hmm.
So I give the draft edge slightly to MBB for that. But if RB can even stay close to even going through the mid game, I think it starts to get very RB favored.
Yeah, if we're able to get or if RB is able to get these, heavy dive champs rolling, it's going to be difficult for MBB to pull them off. I mean, they have Rakan, Victor W, but that's about it for the peel and counter engage. So we'll see how they're able to manage that. Okay, we're now starting our 3-minute timer for spectator delay. Um, yes, very good.
Got to keep that competitive integrity.
For sure. And it's looking like the fan vote in Twitch chat, 62% RB favored, still open for Gambas if anyone's interested in putting those points in this week. I've got my own heavy stake in the RB lineup. I'm good friends with Wired and Mayan, of course, so I'm hoping they can squeak this one out, but no caster bias for sure.
I've got good friends on both sides. I just like to see a back and forth game. I think I've got to put my points on Milwaukee Bucks just for the value bet.
Yeah, it's definitely value here looking at 1 to 2 odds. Not a bad deal.
All right, just about a minute 50 seconds left in the delay before we get going. I'll be very interested to see the pathing from these junglers here, what their intended target is going into the game.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know. We don't have too safe of an early game on Kindred. You get a bit of escape potential with your Q, shorter cooldowns with the W put down. But Kane may be strong enough to invade early, especially with the Victor Prio shoving that Zac in. We'll see if they're able to get anything going in the jungle. Maybe a couple early invades would be nice. Zac Wave clear gets good around level 4, level 5. You can E the backline, W and Q. Takes out the casters. Um, the melee creeps should be close to done by that point, especially on their tower. Um, so it's not like he has no wave clear at all, but it's going to be difficult without the security of the tower to use that E for wave clear.
Absolutely.
Our top lane matchup, it's classic tank top lane matchup. Gonna be hoping to see early damage, early pokes coming out of Not Drunk onto the Malphite here. Um, kind of abusing that range disadvantage. Hopefully Main will be able to bail him out in that lane, but it may look like a bit of under tower farming from or from RB there as well.
For Panting Puma, though, if he's going the Comet Corrupting Pot Malphite, I think it actually gets very difficult for the Gnar to be as aggressive.
Mhm.
So I'll be really interested in seeing what runes he takes going into this as well.
And that's gonna start our client up, heading into game in just a moment here. Are we expecting any invades today?
I don't think so. These don't look like comps that really thrive with the invading, but perhaps we'd see it out of MBB.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, from MBB, interesting. Big Recon W, maybe,
Yeah.
to start them off there. Kane has some good AoE early as well. Um, yeah, as big Bard Q maybe coming out paired up with a Zac Q can really do some damage if they end up double stunning two champs. Let's check it out here as we finally load into our game today. I am met by a black screen. Is this the case on the...
Yeah, I also see a black screen with some health bars.
Okay, some technical difficulties perhaps.
It's just spectator being spectator.
You love to see that.
While the client's finishing getting itself ready, some interesting things to bring up about the bot lane. Wired is taking Grasp on Bard, which is not something I have seen very much, if at all.
Mm. Wired
So,
is one to go for these crazy bard builds. You know, he'll get the rapid fire cannon, he'll get the iceborne, whatever he's really feeling like. So I'm not surprised to see
Welcome
Grasp
to
come out,
Summoner's Rift.
but it's definitely an odd choice.
oh, Stream managed to get in.
30 seconds until
I'm going
minions
Oh,
to
spawn.
leave the spectate and try to rejoin.
me too. It's looking like a big five-man coming in, just looking off the stream here from Red Bullies through the top lane. Sitting in that first bush, making their way down, trying to catch our MBB top laner lacking. And they are going to find him here. Ilvera's coming down. That's going to be first blood going over to Brian's Zac.
That's definitely the type of thing that can very
Minions
much
have
sway a
spawned.
mid lane matchup. Um,
I'm,
it
I'm unable
also,
to
the lobby seems
spectate
to
the
not be
game.
open to spectating.
Yeah,
So we're going to need the streamer to toss up a stream in Discord as well.
thank you so much. Okay, big pickup early. We're going to be a bit late to the bot lane, it seems, after the leash. Um, oh, Wired using his tunnel to get them there on time. Oh, the blast plant, I'm very sorry. We're gonna see Powercore and Wired making their way to that bot lane, taking safe pathing very good, keeping safe from the Rakan and Zaya waiting in the bush there. And off the lane we go. Exciting stuff here.
Yeah, it is the Corrupting Potion Comet coming out of Malphite. Oh, a massive double knockup coming out of Chia Snack, getting two summoners off of the Red Bullies bot lane already.
Yeah, it's gonna be Wired Splash on the heal coming out very early there. Keep them nice and topped up. Just kind of dissuade any further engagement here. But a huge W from Chia Snack's level 1 there.
Chia Snacks is definitely no one to be trifled with on these engaged supports. The angles she manages to find are incredible.
And despite that early kill going over to Brian, we're seeing the Victor still able to harass him. He's got the extra health crystal, keep him topped up in that lane. So not doing too much for him as of though. Here comes
Looking
that
for a
second
bit of
kill.
trade in the mid. Another knockup lands for Chia Snacks, but a fantastic stun out of Wired keeps Power quite healthy. It's looking like an attempted gank mid, but they seem to have not found an angle, and Man's just going about farming. Oh? They found the angle.
Big
Oh,
Q
the
landing there.
pullback on the minions. That's a kill. Going over to Red Bullies. Wanted to say first blood, but
No first blood here, thanks to letting it invade early. But yeah, early kill going on to the Kindred here. He's definitely going to be giving him that top dominance he needs to get the first mark on Scuttle. And just a really nice Q coming out of Brian. Oh, fighting the bot lane.
yeah, seems to be more than proficient on the Zac so far.
Able to make use of that level 3 on the Zac. Just so much CC against these mid lane mages that don't really have the same tools that Zac does.
Yeah, once they get engaged on, it's just done. They can keep the space pretty well, but if they ever get caught, it's just so hard to play out from there.
We say there, man's mark going on to not drunk in the top lane. I'm gonna be looking up here for some kind of entanglement. See him coming through try now. Not drunk, pretty low. Gonna get run down on by the Malphite here, forced to flash out.
A very respectful flash. This is a bit greedy going for more. Brian's getting caught up in the W from Victor, getting stunned with Chia Snacks here, has to flash away from the W, and manages to live, but that's a summoner burned off of the mid lane.
And that's the kind of interaction I was talking about with the Zac going all in onto the Victor. Just doesn't have the kind of mobility that he needs once he's landing with Buddy. Can easily get stunned up in that gravity field. Good run by Chia Snacks to catch him off guard there.
We're looking at a lot of summoners burned so far already.
Yeah, teleport from Brian as well to get back to lane, opting not to take the ignite for any kill pressure here. That may come in handy if he opts to split later. Zac pretty good teleporting into fights as well. Really, you know, save himself if he's going straight into the fray. Lots of poke being traded here in the bot lane as well. Something to be expected out of the Varus, but they're doing a good job at keeping the CS advantage relatively limited. Got a big wave crashing in bot, but we're at about even now.
There's nothing for the pullback on the Zac Q. There could be an angle for Red Bullies to look for a dragon here, though.
Yeah, hitting level 6. Oh, big engage top from Not Drunk. He's gonna smack the rock a couple times.
Getting smacked back a little bit, what you'd expect from two beefy lads up in the top lane.
For sure. And yeah, good heads up play by Red Bullies to invade the jungle there, knowing Kane will be somewhere around the bot side and having level 6 on the Zac. I see level 6 on the Victor coming out onto man here as well. Just gonna walk that one out.
Another engage coming out of Brian. Twansel seems to be mostly out of mana, probably only has enough for another Q and an E.
Zac just doesn't have that kind of damage though. He's gonna eat some poke as he goes back to the creep wave.
That gives him complete autonomy in the lane, and he can shove it in though.
Some good pressure. You know, Victor being low on the mana here, not gonna be able to walk up too far without taking those Zac autos. There's gonna be some simple clearing for now. Looking to get a back off soon.
It looks like he's foregoing the back timer for a possible gank bot lane. They know Try is warded, and he's trying to sneak in, but Kane is right there. Sneaks past the vision, and he's looking for the E angle. They probably just got vision now. The W in from Rakan, the knockback's gonna knock them closer to the tower, and there's just no damage.
Yeah, would have loved to see maybe a Q come out so they could reposition for the Zac ult behind. before Brian was able to Elastic Slingshot in there, we saw Bard's Q get blown, not really having the follow-up without the ult going the right way for them. And here's Chase next with counter engage. Didn't take a lot of damage though, forced to back out. Nothing happening here, but Kane having his sights on the bot lane.
Oh my god, a fantastic engage from Not Drunk. The W goes slightly wide, and that looks like it's going to be Panting Puma living in the top lane.
Ooh,
And
almost
Powa
trading a
just
kill.
barely getting out in bot. That's 3 summoner spells off of the bot lane for Red Bullies, though.
Yeah, just gonna be back to farming here. Again, not too much happening apart from all of the action that we've been getting, I guess. We've had many ganks coming down here. Big ultimate from Not Drunk. That looked cool with the ultimate coming out mid-E, stunning up the Malphite. Wasn't able to secure that kill, unfortunately. Just a bit short of damage without long swords coming in from opting for that Sheen instead of taking the Caulfield's Warhammer. Maybe cost the kill there. Turning eyes onto the dragon. We're gonna have Bananas stuck in the bot lane, farming up that wave, but you gotta be careful. Bananas will catch you slipping. So we'll see if we're able to get this one without too much hassle.
It looks like it's going to be the dragon for the Herald trade.
Yeah, a classic. We know there's a lot of focus on the bot lane here. They've got Cryo and River with all their vision set up, and not too much on the top side at the moment. So Meteo's opting for that. Maybe gonna get sniffed out by Panting Puma here. Yeah, ping coming out, they know he's up there.
The question is, can they do anything about it? And it looks like the answer is no. Wired finishes his back, and Chia Snacks has roamed up from the bot lane to make it sure that no one else can come to this Herald. It's just for them. No chance of a steal or... Oh my god, Brian's going for the steal.
Yeah, here's that steal chance. Oh gosh, who killed it? Who got it?
Chia Snacks picked it up, I believe. But that's so far a kill to Riot Decadonu, who's now in blob form, but backup has arrived, and Kindred does have ult to protect. The Kindred ult goes down, Mega Gnar is gone, it's just Mini Gnar, the knockup comes out from Zac, there's so much damage, but no one's dying. The Blast Plant goes down to the auto attack, Mayan goes down, Brian's super low, Panting Puma doesn't have the HP or the mana to help, they can't get in onto Teddy because he's too far back, and they have to escape.
Yeah, a bit of a desperation auto attack onto that blast plant from Man. Wasn't quite in range to take it out. Maybe a misclick on the plant. Ends up going down to that. But a big engage from Riot Decadonu on that Kane, taking the Rift Herald. Got a bit too low from the autos, and you know, died for it. Rift Herald, yeah, definitely picked up by Chia Snacks here. So they at least got the objective secured. Lost a couple kills for it. Gonna be more gold in Red Bullies' pockets. We'll see what they're able to do with it here. Yeah, good heads up from chat. That gives enough gold over to the Zac to complete that demonic. That's huge tank stats, lots of damage. Do we think Riot Decadonu is going to go for a more AP build this game, or into full tank from here?
I'd expect full tank, but it could very likely be a full AP.
Yeah, you know, Zac, both builds work if you're able to have the solid follow-up from a Malphite engage, for example. You don't really need to invest in those full tank stats, and you can have a bit more liberty with the damage. Especially with such an advantage, I'd love to see him push it.
Oh, a fantastic E-in from Riot Decadonu, getting the knock-up from the ult as well, and that's a kill going down onto Twanzel.
Yeah, and that's Zac's prowess here in, you know, even competitive play. Just being far out of vision and going onto these squishy mid laners.
That's a lot of damage going onto the Kane, too. He gets pulled away from the tower, has to flash out. One more auto will do it, but there's no flash up. Oh my god, he burns to death from the red buff and Demonic Embrace.
Wow, I was not expecting that kill. But, you know, that's just Zac things, I guess. Very good pickup from them onto an unsuspecting game.
The engage goes down onto Wired. They get the charm on both. There's no W coming out from the Rakan. It's on cooldown. The stun comes out from Wired. This is a really close fight. There's no heal on Bananas. She has to flash out. Powa is too to use a spell to get the kill. He can't chase anymore. There's no mana left on him. He can't get anything. The flash auto doesn't get it, but the flash from Power Core does. Ryan Decadonu stuck behind the tower trying to get a way out. His E's going to come up and he's gone.
Wow, lots of action there. Looking a bit short on mana from Power Core there, but able to secure the kill in the end. Very good play out of the bot lane there to pick that up on the counter engage. It was looking a bit dicey at first. We had Bananas dodging the hard ult with the Xayah ult. Good on them for making that heads up play. But in the end, it's Red Bullies who comes up with the advantage again.
Yeah, Red Bullies has scraped up a 3,000 gold lead. Looking to blow that open. This is very scary now if you're MBB. Oh my god, the engage coming out from Malphite getting a pick onto Teddy.
Yeah, big solo bolo coming out from Panting Puma. Nar just sticking around a bit too long without enough health and not enough rage to make that worth it.
And managed to pick up the Rift Herald as well. So the Rift Herald value earlier where Brian got the kill. Oh my god, the ult coming out from Twansel almost kills Brian, but the E out gets him out in time.
Yeah, I see Kane collapsing here onto Panting Puma, shoved out a bit too far with the wave. Just gonna eat that and walk away. But Red Bullies with their eyes back on the dragon. Kane showing top lane's not going to do much for securing or fighting over this one. Bananas maybe looking to scope something out here. See if they're able to steal it with a slicing Q.
Sneaky moment.
Oh, not quite timed for that one. Man, having Smite up obviously makes that a lot more difficult. But second dragon gonna go over to Red Bullies as well. It's looking like they're running away with this early game.
Yeah, this game seems very hard for MBB to come back from at this point.
Yeah, comp-wise as well, you've got to be thinking how they can squeak anything out here. An eventual scaling Victor, but without either of those scaling items. The Seraphs, the Rod of Ages, giving a bit more tankiness to the build. Not being seen here.
I also don't think Victor's... Oh, the engage comes out onto Bananas. She ults part of the CC, but the tower gets Bard ulted. There's no protection, and there are 4 people from RB coming in and killing both bot laners. Kill goes over to Varus, and I didn't see you got the other one, but that's a lot of money going into Power Core. He's going to be very comfortable going into this mid game.
Second kill there picked up by Main on the Kindred here. It's definitely a scary dive comp they're able to draft here. Hopping over the wall with that Kindred and Zac from such range. Good ult from Wired coming out as well to keep that tower suppressed. And an easy dive coming out.
Mayan seems to be in a bad spot. Has a good flash to get over the wall, and I think that's all she wrote for it. Twansel had to flash the re-engage from Brian. They do have Kindred ult to play for, and no interrupt coming from the Victor.
Yeah, with Zac passive up there as well, we're not going to see anything coming out. Victor's ult will cancel channels on each tick of damage, so it's something to look out for with the Zac trying to E away or E in. Oh, here's the counter, or re-engage rather.
The stun goes down onto Twansel. Brian's almost dead, can't continue the fight, but Mayan is here, but I think that's just going to be it for the fight.
Yeah, a bit ambitious maybe. Nothing gained, nothing ventured though. Or nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Oh, the ult coming out from Panting Puma onto Teddy. He's not Mega. He's kiting away trying to get it. One more auto and a Q will do it, but the Q comes through from Malphite, and that's a kill. A second solo bolo for Panting Puma.
Yeah, big play here. We're seeing 20 CS advantage up there as well. It's hard to think that MBB has a way back in here. You just see so much pressure coming in on the objectives in the mid lane tower here.
Yeah. At the end of the day, MBB only loses against MBB.
And we'll see if we're able to chalk this one up either way to MBB. Red Bullies definitely putting up a good fight here though.
They are. They're all positioning around the Herald too. There's no answer that can come out from MBB. I don't want to see them fight this. I don't think they win it. They're not too far behind in items. They're only some components down right now, but it just feels so unfightable right now.
Yeah, you know, 6k gold across the board is nothing to sneeze at. Big bounties on them though, so a couple picks might get them back, might get Milwaukee Bucks baby back in on this one.
It just feels very hard for the Milwaukee Bucks because they don't have any targets besides the Varus, who has been positioning well or being protected. Oh, the stun comes out from Wired on him. C9 Meteos. He has to flash away the follow-up portal, but there's no chase down. He's going to get out. The bot lane is here to collapse on Wired, but I think he's gone.
No tunnel up just yet, looking like he's in a bit of a tricky spot.
Teddy's coming in onto their backline. Brian's diving with Panting Puma. They get the pick on Bananas, but she manages to escape with the Gale Force. That's going to be Brian going into passive. A shutdown's going to go over. Mayan killed Twansel, but on the backside, they're going to get a kill on Brian. It goes over to Chias next, not the person you want to have the gold, but at the end of the day, that's a 1-for-1.
1-for-1 plus the shutdown gold, not looking too bad for the Milwaukee Bucks here. A bit overambitious, a good Bartle coming out to zone them under the tier 2 tower top lane. But Zach diving in just a bit too deep with no follow-up from his team on top of a Mega Gnome. Not exactly what you want to be doing here.
Yeah, but that's probably not the angle. Lands going on a run. Wired's not going on a time run, getting in a quick recall before the dragon comes up in 20 seconds. It is going to be the Chem Soul. So that is a very... It's not the strongest soul in the world, but any extra scaling on this team is... It's going to be so impossible to chew through the front line. Brian is going the tank version of Zac, putting his faith in his teammates. He says, I know you guys can do enough damage. Mayan's doing plenty of damage to Twansel right now. Going to chase this down. Doesn't. Oh, he just barely drops the ultimate to survive, but there's so many members of Milwaukee Bucks that he's just going down.
Yeah, a bit of an overstep there, looking for the counter jungling, but taking it too far, looking to pick up Twansel in the bot lane, gets taken out by himself. The Chem Soul, Chem Map, if you're behind, feels great. You know, you get these big blast plants taking out the vision, or the scrying plants, they're called. Taking out wards from the enemy team, offering good vision control in your own jungle, giving you the ability to push up just a bit further. Our blast plants being upgraded as well, good for some cheeky steals, good for escapes. So, you know, fingers crossed, MBB is able to take advantage of the gifts they've been given here.
Absolutely. Chiasnax is looking for a W in, only finds Malphite, has to disengage. They're managing to hold the dragon 4v5 as Red Bullies. The wallet difference is too big. They're afraid to come in and try to fight for the dragon. But now Mayan's back. If they were going to fight for the dragon, they had to fight for the dragon before Mayan showed up.
They've got Riot Decadonu shoving out the bot wave as well. Looks like it's going to be a shove in the mid lane for Red Bullies 2. Looking at just a steal angle here. They're too late to take a fight, especially with all 5 members.
Oh, he gets caught up in the Bartle. A fantastic placement from Wired. He's inside the pit, has one more Q to get out. Gets out. He doesn't miss those. He's a Kayn player. The follow-up E from Zac gets the kill, and that could be the Baron.
Looks like they have the same idea here. Gonna take out that mid wave and walking up to the next objective. Big ult from Wired, stunning him up, really negating that 50-50 chance that the Milwaukee Bucks baby were hoping for.
Red Bullies starting with the Baron. They're looking for the turn as well. The Shurelias comes out of Chiasnax to get them out, but now they have less tools to get in.
We do have Narbar charging up here. It's a bit over halfway. Big ult in the pit can be detrimental for the Red Bullies here. Good stun out of
Double
Wired.
stun coming out of Wired. They can't get in time. Brian's quite low though with no passive.
See if they're able to pick up anything up on the backside of the Baron here. That's gonna be it. Red Bullies runs away with all 5 members and a Baron.
Yeah,
Good zoning.
This seems all but done and dusted. It is... There are... The only target that Milwaukee Bucks really has is the Varus, who now has steel cap, so he's even harder to catch. He has the shield bow, and he has his team constantly behind him. Two really beefy tanks with the Zac and the Malphite. The Zac has now purchased the new tank item that I can't say the name of.
Radiant Virtue.
Thank you, that one.
Yeah,
Zac with the
super good on
Radiant
Zac.
Virtue is going to do lots of healing for Power Core.
Yeah, lots of healing for the team as well. Keeping Power Core even more healthy, keeping Phantom and Puma alive in that front line. For those who don't know, when you ult with Radiant Virtue, it gives bonus healing to both yourself and the team. It's exactly what Zac's looking for, both in terms of flat stats and in terms of passive. Just playing around in the jungle now.
The ult comes down. That's a pick onto Twanzel. Brian's going to get in the back, ult him towards the team. He manages to flash away from the ult, but the follow-up ult from Malphite hits him. They're running them down. Zac goes in for another E, gets jumped away from him by Gnar. They're going to turn around and get this mid tower.
Backing out to the wave, we see Main's walking back up to that mark. Can we get a mark check on the Kindred? How many are we at now?
Seven marks. That is a strong Kindred.
Yeah, really getting the big range advantage coming in now on that one. Able to probably outrange the Xayah at this point. It's gonna make sieging all the much stronger.
Oh, bard rotations between lanes.
Yeah, paired with that Zaki, he's there in an instant. This is just looking like Red Bullies games. Solid rotations here, clean objective gameplay. That's what you love to see when you get that early advantage. And back out for now. No inhib scrap, so we're not going to get the extra bit of pressure for Red Bullies or income for MBB coming out just yet. The 2 towers going over is definitely nothing to discount here.
Only one outer or inner tower left for the Milwaukee Bucks. And it looks like that's Red Bully's next target, is just claiming all of the gold left out on the map and then trying to siege into that base, crack an inhibitor.
Yeah, we've got just under now a minute left on the Dragon timer. It'll be Soul going over to Red Bullies if they're able to pick it up. Looking for perhaps a big steal coming out of Meteos here. We'll see if they're able to position in the river early enough to get a foothold for this fight.
That is one tanky bard.
Yeah, we see the Heart Steal coming out as well. 29 stacks on that is all. It's not too much, but with Grasp, that's you know, a bit of extra health coming out.
Oh, the engage coming out from Panting Puma. That's Chia Snacks dead. The follow-up's coming. Teddy's gonna go Mega. There might be an opportunity for a re-engage. He gets the double stun, gets the triple stun with his W. That's a ton of damage coming out, but the Kindred ult protects everyone. Red Bully still has the health bars. A flash out from Bananas. There's no damage left. Power Core is about to go down, though. Kane's in the fight, dies. He's out of healing. All that's left is Teddy, and he's gone. Victor's in the back. No one's left to help him. He managed to pick up a kill on Panting Puma, but goes down to the follow-up.
Oh, Banana's still alive in the blue side jungle here, running away from that fight. It's just too much gold at this point, fighting the big wallet of RB. It's gonna be Dragon Soul going over as well. You know, a bit of gold picked up, a bit of extra money going MBB's way. But it may not be enough here, as minions start to crash into their inhib towers.
Yeah, I don't think... Doesn't seem like enough to me. They can help. They've picked up a handful of shutdowns now. The only shutdown still remaining is on Mayan. And only the one shutdown went on to Rakan, so the other ones have gone on to the carries. But it doesn't seem like enough for them to be able to chew through this front line that Red Bullies has built up.
Yeah, and with that triple kill going over to Mayan now, he's got the Collector finished. It's gonna be a lot of damage coming out from that stacked up Kindred. They don't have too beefy of a front line. Nars opted to go Triforce, going for a second damage item here. Not gonna be the big front line that we're hoping for on the team. just yet at least. We'll see if they're able to hold on for long enough to get that scaling. Attention turned towards the Baron here, coming up in just 20 seconds.
The engage going into Panting Puma, but they don't have enough damage to chew through the Malphite. He's barely taken any whatsoever, and they hit him with everything they had.
That's the Verisol coming out to help protect him there.
Oh, the engage coming in from Zac finds the way onto Chia Snacks, who charms him. He's going down, possibly. The Radiant Virtue healings kept him alive, with C9 Meteotes following up. Teddy cannot go Mega yet. He dies before going Mega. C9 Meteotes now has no team around him. He's trying to find his way back to friends. Power Course in the backline got a huge snare coming out from Bananas, but she's going down, and that is an ace from Red Bullies.
Yeah, good use of the Varus positioning there. Even without ult, able to pick up a triple kill. Zac not even going into passive. It's just a bit rough. Building that Shadow Flame as well, opting for a bit of AP in the build. You love to see it.
There's nothing that it feels like Milwaukee Bucks can do at this point. With the 15,000 gold lead, it's just all she wrote.
Yeah. You gotta give credit to the Red Bullies draft here. They've got just what you're looking for in a solid team comp. Strong engage, lots of damage, good scaling, good both. What else can you ask for, really?
Yeah, and the only thing that felt like they had to worry about was not having Prio to get Kindred those marks, but they just played through the mid lane, used the Zac engage, got tons of picks, burned plenty of summoner spells as well, and that's a solid win coming out from the Red Bullies.
Yeah, that's the game. Good games to both teams. It's just strong draft coming out from RB. Good prio in the mid lane. Solid victory.
Do you know what members of the Red Bullies have been interviewed?
That's a great question. Maybe I'll hop over there and find out and pull someone back with us.
All right, that sounds good. So how's it going, chat? You guys like that game? It's a pretty banger game in my opinion.
Hello, we'll be bringing the Panting Puma with us, the one and only. Panting Puma, congratulations on your big win. How does it
Thank you.
feel?
It was kind of crazy. I've never felt so good in lane before. So all the practice that I've been doing with Mayan in our one-on-ones has been super helpful, and the whole team itself just did insane. It felt like everyone was just on, so it was fun.
Yeah, great. Go for it.
You guys are doing fantastic. I actually wanted to touch on your laning. You got multiple solo kills as the Malphite. How does it feel picking a tank and getting multiple kills on someone who's picking something that's supposed to be very good into tanks?
It feels crazy because my history in BTL is just me getting dumpstered in lane the entire time. But I think that like I've spent a few hours just with Man literally sitting in a lane and him just teaching me how to properly lane. So it's really nice to have like that kind of level of support. So when it comes into lane, it's kind of fun to just put it into practice. And plus, Teddy usually beats my ass, so it felt even better. Sorry,
That's
Ted.
amazing. How did you guys feel coming out of Champ Select?
The team felt really good because originally, like, we were stoked to just I was stoked to have Zac top, and then as soon as we brought out the Kindred, Brian started calling for the potential of having to flex top, so that way we could take Zac mid, and then I forget what pick came out, but then the audible was called, and it felt pretty crisp coming into it, and I think the icing on the cake was we had our gank, like the early invade gank, planned out like a couple days in advance off of some scouting we did. So we felt really good coming out of select, and I think getting that early kill really gave us the momentum that we needed to come in.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic job by you guys, punishing him, early preparation, everything is fantastic by you guys. You guys are now, if I'm correct, 1 or 2-1
Yeah.
in
Oh yeah.
how do you guys feel going into your next match? Are you guys feeling very confident?
Yeah, I think we're taking this momentum and we're just riding the high that comes with it, right? A lot of us are motivated. We're practicing really hard. We're putting in the time. And I think going into this next match, it's good boys, right? Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
we're pretty thrilled to try and keep this streak going and make it 3-1.
So now that you've gotten multiple solo kills in a row, do you think you get any solo kills in the top lane against Steven next week?
I'm gonna dumpster Steven harder than a garbage man taking out the trash. You have no idea.
I
We are the Red
am
Bullies for a reason, baby, and it's not just because we got Red Bull to kindly give us some red logos. You know what I mean? I'm gonna dumpster this kid.
I love that. That's a fantastic response. Um, I can't think of any other questions unless Worm, you have some. Fantastic game.
Yeah, no,
Thank you,
that's
thank
great.
you,
Well done, Panting Puma, and well done, Red Bullies. Looking forward to watching your game next week.
thank you all so much. We're looking forward to giving you a show.
So that's gonna do it for our games today. Looking forward to the next Bubble Tea League matchup coming soon. Um, uh-oh, I had it. I had it. I had it highlighted.
I've got it up. The next one is actually my match on the 28th at 8:30 p.m. PST.
You guys heard that. 28th coming up soon. Mark your calendars. Looking forward to seeing you all back here in chat for some more Gambas, some more Bubble Tea League gameplay. So that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys for watching today. Again, GG's to Milwaukee Bucks baby and Red Bullies. We'll catch you all next time.